today we will talk about how to convert units between the British units and the metric units. So let's go and review some of the basic conversion units. British versus metric. Okay, in terms of weight, this takes some memorization. You need to remember is 1 kilogram is approximately 2 pounds. So if you weigh 150 kilogram, you're a pretty big person. 1 ton, with the same token, is about 2,000 pounds. So just remember 1 to 2 in terms of weight. In terms of length, what you need to remember is 1 mile is about 1,600 meters, which is about 1.6 kilometers. So 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers. Okay, so when you go 100 kilometers per hour, even though that sounds a pretty big number, it is not as fast as 100 miles per hour. Okay? The other thing you need to remember is 1 inch is about 2.54 centimeters. Okay, so centimeters are small and 1 inch is a little bigger, and they're about 2.5 centimeters in 1 inch. Yard and meters are fairly close. 1 yard is 0.9 meters. Okay, and you can measure the yard from, like my mom used to do that. Just put a tape measure from your shoulder to the tip of your fingers. That's about 1 yard, 0.9 meters. Okay? Now, volume, in terms of volume, the liter and quart are about the same, 1.1 quart. Okay, 1 cubic centimeters is about 1 milliliter. But this one is a little different. 1 gallon is 3.8 liters. Okay, so when 1 gallon of milk is going to have almost 4 liters in it. Just kind of visualize that. 1 fluid ounce is 30 centimeter cube. So unfortunately, you will have to memorize these units that I just gave you. Let's do some examples of conversions. I'm going to come back to the first example because that's a little bit more complex than the others. So let's start with 200 inches to centimeter. I know the relationship between inches and centimeters, so I do not want inches, so inches has to go in the denominator. I do want centimeter, so centimeter goes in the numerator. What is the relationship between centimeter and inches? There are 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. So you end up multiplying 200 with 2.54, you get 508 centimeters. The second one is 2 kilometers to miles. Now, the conversion ratio, I need to have kilometers so that I can cross them out. And then I need to have miles on top. What is the relationship between miles and kilometers? You have to know that by heart. 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. So you ended up taking 2 and divide by 1.6, which gives you 1.3 miles. Let's go from yards to meters. I have 5 yards. I need to have yards in the denominator so I can cross it out. I start with yards. I want meters. Meters has to be on top. What is the relationship? 0.9 meters. Again, this is from memory, is 1 yard. You ended up multiplying 5 and 0.9, which gives you 4.5. How about liters to quarts? Now I have liters. That means I need to divide by liters. Quarts is what I want to end up with, so that goes on top. What is the relationship? 1.1 quarts is 1 liter. You ended up multiplying 100 by 1.1, which is 110 quarts. Pounds to kilograms. I have pounds, and I need to have pounds in the denominator. Kilogram is on top. So what is the relationship? 1 kilogram is 2 pounds. So you ended up taking 5 and divide by 2, which is 2.5 kilograms. Okay, let's go to the next page. More applications. I want to go from tons to pounds. I start with tons and end up with pounds. So that means tons has to be in the denominator, pounds in the numerator. The relationship is 2,000 pounds to 1 ton. So what did I end up having? 3 times 2,000, 6,000 pounds. Liters to quarts. I have 20 liters. I need to divide by liters, multiply by quarts. What's the relationship? 1.1 quarts to 1 liter. Liters go away. And then quarts ends up in the outcome. 20 times 1.1, which is 22 quarts. 2,500 meters to miles. I do not want meters. That's in the denominator. Miles on top. Because meters have to cancel out. And the miles, you have to end up with that. What is the relationship? 1 mile is 1,600 meters. You ended up taking 2,500 and divide by 1,600, which is about 1.6. 2 kilos to pounds. You have kilos in the denominator, pounds on top, because you want to get rid of the kilos, and pounds is what you want to end up with. So what is the relationship? 2 pounds to 1 kilo. What did you end up doing? 2 times 2, 4 pounds. How about cubic centimeters to milliliters? If you remember that, I had cubic centimeters. I need to cross them out, and milliliters on top, because that's what I want to end up with. And I know that's a 1-to-1 relationship, so 3 cubic centimeters is 3 milliliters. 5 fluid ounces to cubic centimeters, and you can also go with milliliters. Okay, 5 fluid ounces. I know that I have to have fluid ounce in the denominator, cubic centimeter or milliliter on top. You're going to have 30 of those. 5 times 30, 150. So you understand that the pattern is always the same. Now let's go back to the very first one that I needed to do. Meters to inches. I don't have the direct translation, but I know how to go from meters to centimeters, centimeter to inches. So I need to have 2 of these guys. So meter I do not want, so it goes in the denominator. Centimeter goes on top. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Now these 2 will cancel out. Now centimeter I don't want. It's going to go in the in the denominator and I want to have inches on top because that's what I want it to end up with. What is the relationship between inch and centimeters? 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So what you end up doing, you took 3, multiply by 100, and divide by 2.54. And that will give you 118.1 inches.